High Court Judge, His Lordship Justice Trevor Ward, has ruled that expert witness on Dominica law will be allowed in the diplomatic passport case involving opposition leader Dr. Denzil Douglas when the matter goes before the court later this year. The court will also cross-examine Dr. Douglas. A member of the government's legal team stated in a press release issued Tuesday that the judge granted permission for an application to cross-examine Dr. Douglas at the trial. The government's team believes that the cross-examination of the opposition leader at trial is necessary to properly determine the contents of Dr. Douglas's sworn affidavit in court. Following arguments presented on May 30th, 2018, His Lordship Justice Trevor Ward also ruled on Monday that expert witnesses on Dominica law will be needed to determine whether Dr. Douglas has an acknowledgement of allegiance to the Commonwealth of Dominica. Both sides now have the opportunity to appoint its own expert witness in this case. The hearing to determine whether the judge grants permission for the chosen experts is slated for later this year when the High Court assizes resume. The Attorney General of St. Kitts and Nevis, acting on advice of learned senior counsel Douglas Mendes of Trinidad and Tobago, is asking the High Court to declare that Dr. Douglas has vacated his seat in the National Assembly by holding a diplomatic passport of the Commonwealth of Dominica. The constitutional motion also seeks an injunction to restrain Dr. Douglas from taking part in the proceedings of the National Assembly. Additionally, Dr. Douglas is expected to return to the High Court this coming Friday, July 6, in the matter brought against him by his own constituents. Mr. Cuthbert Mills, a voter from constituency number 6, launched the action following the discovery that Dr. Douglas holds and has traveled on a diplomatic passport issued by the Commonwealth of Dominica. Mr. Mills has claimed that by applying for and being issued a Dominican diplomatic passport, the opposition member has acknowledged allegiance, obedience, or adherence to Dominica, a foreign power or state, in contravention of the Constitution of St. Kitts and Nevis. Dr. Douglas's legal representatives have, however, argued that Mr. Mills's application is frivolous and is unnecessary as he is seeking to piggyback on the Attorney General's application. Meanwhile, on the matter of expert witness, Angelina Suku Bob, lead counsel representing Dr. Douglas, argued that Dominican law is a matter of fact, and so it would require an expert from Dominica to be sworn into evidence and to give evidence to the court on what are the specific laws of Dominica which are applicable. She said after the ruling, quote, "The Attorney General argued that while usually foreign law requires an expert to assist the court, in this particular circumstance, because it involves two countries which are members of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court system, it amounts to an exception, and therefore on the basis of a common court, the High Court sitting in St. Kitts can determine Dominican law, and its jurisdiction extends to Dominica, and therefore we do not need a witness from Dominica to assist the court in terms of what are the laws of Dominica. But the court can take what is called judicial notice of what those laws are." End quote. The attorney said that Justice Ward's judgment is not inconsistent with the authorities on this matter. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline. The police have launched an investigation into the fatal accident of Saturday, July 7th, leading to the death of 20-year-old Taiwo Johnson. Family and friends of Johnson took to the streets on Monday afternoon and marched through Greenlands into Bastyr and ended in front of the Bastyr Police Headquarters on Keon Street to protest his death and what they deemed the unprofessional manner of emergency medical personnel that they believe led to Johnson's death. According to a statement from the Commissioner of Police Ian Quealy on Tuesday, due to the public concerns over the matter, a number of steps have been taken to launch an investigation into the incident.
Following routine investigative practices, we have put a number of things in place and have taken several steps. Such steps include, but are not limited to, an investigation team put together, headed by a senior ranking police officer. 2. A retired Assistant Commissioner of Police with years of experience as an investigator has been engaged to provide advice. 3. All closed-circuit television cameras along the route will be carefully reviewed. 4. The police vehicle involved in the chase has been grounded for forensic analysis purposes. 5. An independent assessment of the motorcycle and the police vehicle involved in the chase will be conducted by a qualified mechanic and a certified vehicle inspector. 6. After consultation with the Director of Public Prosecution, he has appointed a Crown Counsel who would serve to advise the investigation team. And 7, an appeal has been made and continues to be made for any witnesses to this chase to contact the traffic department and give information. The investigation team will follow every lead and examine every piece of information received and evidence collected. Findings of this investigation upon completion will be made available.
The commissioner said the previous press release issued was based on preliminary information and was done purely to keep the public informed. No conclusions have been made at this time, he said.
As information is gathered and more is revealed, the police will be guided accordingly. However, we have found the concerns raised regarding the incident very troubling. As the institution charged with investigating criminal matters, we have initiated a high-level investigation into this incident. Given the seriousness of the allegations regarding the police involvement.
Police claimed in the release that Johnson was riding a motorcycle, was ordered by police to stop, but fled the scene on the vehicle. A police chase ensued and Johnson lost control of the bike while attempting to maneuver vehicles along Wellington Road and fell to the ground. Eyewitnesses, however, objected to this report and claimed the police vehicle hit the bike, causing Johnson to fall off the vehicle. Members of the public, as seen in this eyewitness phone footage, also objected to the manner in which the emergency medical service personnel tended to Johnson while at the scene of the accident. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.
On the road to good health, you must visit Nature's Discount Nutrition Center on 4th Street. Nature's Discount is your first stop for all natural supplements to maintain the health of the entire family, natural alternative medicines to heal your ailments, natural weight management supplies to ensure you look good. Nature's Discount Nutrition Center also carries all of your sports nutrition supplies, cleansing and digestion products, natural health and beauty products, oils, organic and gluten-free foods, energy and endurance, and sexual well-being supplements. Nature's Discount Nutrition Center on 4th Street is open 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Monday through Fridays and evenings 6:30 to 8:30 on Saturdays. Nature's Discount Nutrition Center. Your get healthy, feel wealthy people.
For the best in dental care, visit Dental Beginnings on Victoria Road, Bastair. We offer professional dental care in a variety of services: cleanings, extractions, fillings, oral examination, root canal treatment, crown and bridge, and sealants. We're open from Monday through Friday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call us at 465-1951 or 668-1955. Or email us at dentalbeginnings@gmail.com. A gentle dentist in a comfortable and friendly environment. Dental Beginnings. It all begins with a smile.
Now you can have SKN Newsline on the go. Introducing SKN Newsline Android mobile app. Search SKN Newsline in the Google Play Store. Download the app free and stay up to date with TV news, ins and Kitty Nevis in the palm of your hands. With this app, you can watch your news reports, watch our live news feed on SKN Newsline TV, engage with us and other app users in the chat room, look at our special features, send us news tips, and call us directly. It's news on the go. The SKN Newsline Android mobile app. Download it free today.
The Cable, we provide much more than just the fastest and most reliable internet service. We fill the homes of all our customers with joy and laughter. Our services connect friends and keep families together. With the most extensive fiber optic network, we ensure that you can enjoy the things you love with the people you love. Whether it's catching up with family or old friends, or simply just enjoying your favorite TV shows, people choose the Cable because quality shows.
Some 11,000 tickets were sold during the 3 days of the 2018 St. Kitts Music Festival, officials confirmed Tuesday at a press conference held at the Ministry of Tourism at Port Zante.
In total, because I only get total numbers of 11,000 tickets, general admission tickets, and if you divide that by 3, it's about 3,500 per night. In terms of VIP, we would be running approximately 1,000 persons in VIP per night between White Sands, the Minister's Tent, and Express events.
Meanwhile, Minister of Tourism Lindsey Grant said an economic assessment will be conducted on this year's festival to ascertain the impact on the economy. Mr. Grant opined that this year's festival is the best in the history of the St. Kitts Music Festival and promised to improve on it for next year. Mr. Hobson also disclosed that unlike previous years, all the payments for vendors who provided services to the St. Kitts Music Festival, including homegrown artists, are ready to be disbursed.
From midday today, all vendors, including artists, because some artists, their 50% was only due this week. So everyone who submitted a bill for the 2018 Music Festival, your check will be ready from midday today. The cleaners, security, caterers, everyone, checks will be ready from midday today.
The 22nd Annual St. Kitts Music Festival was held from June 28 to 30th, 2018. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline. St. Lucia are the 2018 Eastern Caribbean Central Bank ECCB OECS Under-23 Netball Champions after they defeated St. Vincent and the Grenadines Thursday night 37-27. With St. Kitts winning their match earlier, St. Lucia needed to seal their title by defeating St. Vincent in order to avoid using goal averages to decide the winner. In the end, their superior game approach was too much for St. Vincent, and St. Lucia marched on to the title in fine style. Ayana Hippolyte led all scorers with 27 points from 37 attempts, while St. Vincent's Zanel James scored 25 from 40 attempts. Host St. Kitts finished second in the tournament, losing the only match to champion St. Lucia on Wednesday. They rounded out the tournament with a comprehensive 56-16 victory over Dominica on Thursday evening. Aliyah Gibson of St. Kitts finished with 36 from 61 attempts. St. Vincent and the Grenadines finished third. St. Lucia's head coach Donalyn Joseph said the team has been training hard and have been playing together for a long time, which were the main ingredients for clinching the title.
The main ingredient for the team, we have been training hard, and the team is a well-gelled team. Some of them have been playing for about 3 years together, and there's a lot of togetherness. They call each other sister, auntie, the bigger ones are big sisters, the younger ones are little sisters. So you know that this closeness, you understand, so we play one for all and all for one.
14-year-old Dasha Eugene of St. Lucia was rated the most accurate shooter of the tournament, averaging 75% shooting.
It was challenging.
What was challenging about it?
The crowd and the pressure.
Okay, because you played away from home.
Yes.
Talk about the team that you play with. What's it like playing with the kind of team, and why is it good playing with them?
Because they support you no matter what and they have your back.
St. Lucia was also awarded the best shooting average team. Meanwhile, though St. Kitts may not have claimed the championship trophy, they boast the most valuable player in Vikish Connor, who won the award, including the Best Defender prize. After receiving both prizes, Vikish said the experience in this tournament for her was a good one.
Feel great. Put all hard work and support. It's a great feeling.
What was the experience for you in this tournament?
My experience was a good experience. Last year, it was a bit tough, but now this year, I feel like we win. So.
Now, what does it feel like playing at the home crowd, the home support, getting that support? How does it feel compared to playing outside?
Outside, we have no sort of support. So home, we use the support to our advantage. Because without the home support, we would not have been where we have been right now.
St. Kitts also won Best Defending Team, with Shakola Wilson, also of St. Kitts, winning Best Center. As for the Sister Isle Nevis, even though they failed to win a match in the tournament, they were awarded Most Disciplined Team. Nevis lost to Antigua in their last match on Thursday, 48-14. So at the end of the 2018 ECCB OECS Under-23 Netball Tournament, the top 3 teams are champions St. Lucia, second place St. Kitts, and third St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I'm Andre Huey reporting on the 2018 ECCB OECS Under-23 Netball Tournament. Travis Matthew of Sadlers is the June winner of $1,000 from KFC. The official draw for the promotion took place on Wednesday, July 11th at the studios of ZIZ Radio.
We're calling you because you made a purchase in KFC on the 18th of June. Correct? Right? On the 18th of June, we made a purchase. And right now they are giving away $1,000. And who you think won that $1,000? Hey! I love your confidence, invention.
The next day, Matthew received his prize.
On behalf of KFC, I would like to present this check for $1,000 to you, Travis Matthew. Congratulations.
Really appreciate it.
KFC has announced that the campaign continues this month and urged patrons to get in the action.
For you to get $1,000, anybody would like to get $1,000, and there's a lot of things to do with $1,000. Just come on down to KFC, purchase anything over $25, just $25, folks. You log on the website and you do the survey. Whatever code number they give to you, you just write it on your receipt, put on your name, and don't forget your phone number, because without your number and your name, we can't find you. And make sure a supervisor signed it for you. Without the supervisor sign, you can't win the $1,000. And remember, only KFC is so good. $1,000, just $25. And put $25 into $1,000. See how much money you get. Have a good day.
Andre Huey, SKN Newsline. On Monday, July 16, 2018, St. Kitts received its 1 millionth cruise ship passenger in one cruise season, making it a marquee port in the Caribbean. Mallory Khan and Jared Lehman, as a couple, were greeted by the St. Kitts Tourism Authority CEO, Raquel Brown, as they disembarked Royal Caribbean's Freedom of the Seas Monday morning at Port Zante as the destination's 1 millionth cruise passenger, the first in the history of St. Kitts cruise tourism.
How's life alive? Yeah. First time in St. Kitts?
It is, yeah.
Good stuff. Oh, no, this is it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
They were greeted by Minister of Tourism Lindsey Grant and Federico Gonzalez, Associate Vice President, Government Relations, Latin America and the Caribbean for Royal Caribbean Cruises Limited. Both guests were whisked away to be treated to a day tour by the Tourism Authority designated tour guide while being presented with a gift basket. It was their first time visiting St. Kitts. Prior to welcoming the 1 millionth cruise passenger, Mr. Gonzalez of Royal Caribbean expressed his elation with the growth of St. Kitts cruise tourism over the last 10 years.
Yeah, well, I remember coming to Royal Caribbean 10 years ago, and the numbers were like very, very low, and the product was not that as sophisticated as now. So over the last 10 years, what the people and the government of St. Kitts, the public sector and the private sector has done with St. Kitts as a destination has been basically amazing. Now the ratings are probably one of the highest in the region, if not the highest. The guest satisfaction is at incredible levels. I think our guests love St. Kitts. The environment to do business in St. Kitts has been very open to the cruise lines. I think the government understands the cruise industry. So I only hope that this trend will continue over the next few years.
Government officials, including Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris and other cabinet members, business officials, representatives of Delisle Walwyn, agents of Royal Caribbean, and other dignitaries, including Governor General Sir Tapley Seaton, visited the Freedom of the Seas in celebration of this milestone. On board the vessel, Tourism Minister Lindsey Grant spoke about the partnership with Royal Caribbean and the achievement of 1 million cruise ship passengers in one tourism season.
So far this season, Royal Caribbean vessels brands of Royal Caribbean, Celebrity and Azamara Lines have made a total of 102 port calls so far for this year. They have brought for this year over 350,000 passengers to our island. Our calls have grown. Last year, at this stage, we were at 358 calls. Today, we are at 486 calls as of today.
Minister Grant spoke about plans to partner with Royal Caribbean to train locals so that they can work on the cruise ships and to be able to offer local-based services to the cruise lines.
I said to you that two things we in St. Kitts and Nevis would wish you to deliver for us. One, a training facility to ensure that our people are trained to the highest heights to be able to work on these ships. We have a challenge going to St. Lucia and the application process, and so we want that done here. We think our people are ready. We have the marquee port status, and the people of St. Kitts and Nevis would welcome that. The second thing I asked of you is that we have to find a way to make St. Kitts and Nevis be able to provision your ships in some small way. So we're going to find a way so we make sure that we build and grow entrepreneurs here to produce for your ship at the highest level.
Mr. Gonzalez said Royal Caribbean was open to the requests from Minister Grant.
Royal Caribbean, we have the Caribbean name on our brand. It's part of who we are, and we want to hire more crew members from the Caribbean. Wow. That's a commitment. That's something that is coming from the senior management. Our guests are asking for more Caribbean crew members because of their Caribbean personality, the fun, the whole attitude. So we have embarked in that initiative to start recruiting more people from the Caribbean. So yes, and I think St. Kitts will definitely offer a great place to hire a crew member. So I'm committed to follow up on that. And on the purchasing, as in fact I was talking to Captain Busto, I think there is definitely an opportunity. It's not easy, I have to say, because of the way the logistics of the way we run our business here on board our ships. But definitely there is an opportunity for certain products.
Both the Tourism Authority and Delisle Waldwin exchanged plaques with Royal Caribbean Cruise Line as part of the presentation on board the vessel. Guests were treated to a short tour of the ship and entertainment in the ship's state-of-the-art theater. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.
St. Kitts, come to KFC this summer and get a chance to win $1,000. That's right, spend $25 or more for a chance to win $1,000. Log on to www.kfcsurvey.com, complete the survey, write validation code on the back of the receipt along with your name and phone number, and return to any cashier. Draw dates are the month end of June and July. Come to KFC and win. It's not summer without KFC.
At Nagico, the things that matter to you matter to us. Like knowing you're covered when your house gets flooded, getting your settlements quickly and fairly when a fire hits your home, and making sure your business can keep going even after an accident happens on site. At Nagico, we're about much more than just insurance. We're about the big things and the small things that mean everything.
Why read the news when you can watch it? Introducing SKN Newsline, the Federation's only online TV news platform. SKN Newsline is an online TV news platform covering news in St. Kitts and Nevis. We provide a daily and accurate news on the big stories and stories of interest that other media outlets have ignored. You can watch SKN Newsline on our website, www.sknnewsline.com, or Facebook page at www.fb.com/SKN Newsline, and also subscribe to our SKN Newsline YouTube channel. SKN Newsline, your world, your news.
A young man and his father are accusing a St. Kitts Nevis Defence Force soldier of brutality and abuse of power. Davian Jarvis told SK Newsline that he has been harassed by a Defence Force soldier for 3 years.
The man won't care so again, he pull up when I reach the end of the road, he pull up at the end with 4 young army men here. When they stop me, say they want to source me, they source me then for a long time, but then they shove me, push me in the car. I was taken all the way over from Fort Thomas School to Atlas, where he got the poorhouse down the grange. Beaten in front of, he had 4 of them in the car, and he had a boy going down there, he had an army truck down there, full of soldiers. But on the way over there, the man in the car telling me all kind of thing about the feel like they put a gunshot in my head and show me how I washed up and nobody gonna find me and all kind of thing.
The issue came to a head when another incident occurred in 2017, where he was confronted by a group of Defence Force soldiers and was shot after he got involved in an altercation with them.
The senior officer tell the young one, he carry a soldier, and he asked the young one to show me leaning up on a wall, and me virgin mother was a soldier. well, they did the Pope, I come on Westbourne, but all them there standing up watching me get sold. But throughout the day, was there to know. I know, after they done sold me, the senior officer took my name, he told me to go. And when I go in now, just see the next one now. I chose to walk the other direction from the man. The man, and the next time I saw the thing, it just to run after me. And I did, well, they were in after me and then reach close to me, I just watching me face and tell him, don't touch me. Well, he tell himself, well, to give you the army corps and he got big M16, and he tell himself, in his hand, he tell himself, well, he got the upper hand, and he didn't grab me, pull me vest, and we start to fight. Well, we did a fighting now, wrangling, hitting up on the ground, he gun jab. Well, we did know the next one crank the gun, try to fire it out, and by the time he get to point it after me, I get to hit the gun and the ground, and like punch him, so the gun hit, the gunshot hit the ground. The ricochet, bust with the arm, and the next one was on the ground hand. Bust through me, I enter and bust through me buttocks and lodge in my right hand.
After this incident a few weeks later, Jarvis said he was accosted by soldiers in McKnight, led by the same soldier who has been harassing him for months, as seen in this phone footage captured by eyewitnesses.
They shoot the man the other day and they come back, come with the man. Every time they pass on here, they play with the man.
2 weeks after we was brutalized again, to tell them what lie, then I was put in the pickup, taken to the police station. They say I was under arrest for battery, but yet I was charged with a threatening language.
So they're saying that you threatened them?
Yes.
According to Jarvis, despite attempts to report the matter to then Defense Force Commander Colonel Patrick Wallace and the Commissioner of Police, nothing has been done to address his concern.
Yeah, Wallace telling me, watching my face, there's nothing he can do about it, and then where I could have lost my life twice. And this is something, and now, come on, when you got people on the street of being one gangsters and put them in the army camp and got them doing people children shipping it. This is something serious.
Jarvis's father also raised concern about how his son was treated and what he deems the lack of support from the High Command.
And right now it's to the edge of the brink where I'm not going to make any more report. Even our country, they went to trouble with his next brother that under him too as well. Targeted him 3 times. The family now. Good, but I'm not going to make any more report to anyone.
Early this year at a police press conference, SK Newsline asked the current commander of Defense Force, Major J. Anthony Comrie, about cases such as this and how the Defense Force normally handles such complaints.
The Defense Force is a disciplinary body, and we take discipline very seriously. As we say locally, every soldier must be disciplined. And there are measures in place in-house to deal with any disciplinary matter. We have summary hearing, and we also have a court-martial here. So there are measures in place to deal with any disciplinary matters, and the Defense Force do deal with disciplinary matters.
So if someone in the public is alleging that or is aggrieved, can they approach, how do they go about approaching or filing a complaint regarding a member of the Defense Force?
Well, if any member of the public have any issue with any soldier, you can listen to the commander. The commander is always open.
SK Newsline understands that the case involving Jarvis is now before the court. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline. Police are investigating a shooting incident in which several persons were injured and subsequently transported to the JNF Hospital. On July 14, 2018 at about 8:30 p.m., police received a report of a shooting incident at Westbourne Gut. Officers from several units responded. Investigations so far have revealed that a motor car traveling along the Westbourne Gut stopped at the corner of Central Street where persons were gathered on the seaside and opened fire. As a result, Kirk Scotty Hobson of Upper Fines Avenue and Javed Gums of Limekeel received several gunshot injuries about the body. Hobson underwent surgery and both he and Gums are warded in a stable condition. Gail Williams, who was standing a short distance from the coroner, was grazed by a bullet on her head. She was treated and discharged. Police investigations into the matter are ongoing. Persons with information regarding this incident are urged to call any police station or the Violent Crimes Unit at 467-1887, 467-1888, or 662-3468. In other police news, police on Nevis are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a man in Jones Estate. Officers on the Cotton Ground Police Station responded to a report at a residence sometime after 3 p.m. on July 12. Upon arrival, they found the motionless body of 31-year-old Jonathan Doolittle of Texas, USA. Doolittle was pronounced dead by the district medical officer. The scene was processed and a number of persons are being interviewed. An autopsy will be performed shortly on the body to determine the exact cause of death. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. Meanwhile, reports reaching the media indicate that the police are tight-lipped on the latest home invasion and armed robbery of English visitors on Nevis on July 7th. Police in Charlestown are still to inform the public whether two persons taken into custody for the recent home invasions and armed robberies of Americans and other expatriates residents in the Spring Hill area on June 30th are still in their custody or have been charged or have been released. Thieves broke into a house where English visitors were staying at Nisbet Settlement, Nevis, and stole over $2,000 on July 7th. To date, no information on this incident has been released to the general public. In another incident, a Bastyr business was burglarized on Saturday night, according to reports. Sources indicate that 2 laptops were stolen from the Victoria Street business. Police are yet to make a statement on the latest incident. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.
581 families in St. Kitts have benefited thus far from the government's post-hurricane relief program, which was introduced to assist residents with home repairs resulting from damages caused by Hurricanes Irma and Maria in the 2017 Atlantic hurricane season. At his monthly press conference on Tuesday, July 17, Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris updated the nationals on the progress of the program that has significantly impacted the lives of thousands of persons.
To date, we have spent over $3.5 million to help put our people's homes in a better position in 2018 than they were in the aftermath of the hurricanes. Additionally, I'm pleased to report that 108 persons received concessions and building materials total in the aggregate just over $1 million.
The response by the government is largely influenced by a multidisciplinary hurricane rehabilitation committee made up of representatives from the National Emergency Management Agency, the Building Board, the Ministries of Finance and Sustainable Development, the Departments of Social Development and Public Works, the Office of the Prime Minister, and the private sector. 14 members served on the committee, which is led by Osbert de Souza, Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister.
Our hurricane relief program has so far assisted 473 families with materials and labor costs across the length and breadth of St. Kitts, from St. Paul's to Bastyr via Cayon, and from Bastyr to Newton Ground via Old Road.
Reporting for SKN Newsline, I am Chiari Morton. Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris said that starting Wednesday, August 1st, they will begin the registration of households with income less than $3,000. He was speaking at his monthly press conference on July 17th.
As a government that has been steadfast in doing what we committed to do in our inaugural Team Unity Manifesto of 2015, I am pleased to report that starting Wednesday, August 1st, we will begin the registration of households with incomes of less than $3,000 per month. The registration exercise will run until Wednesday, August 15, 2018.
Mr. Harris also said that enumerators will be present in each community center to conduct questionnaires for data usage.
Please note only one questionnaire should be completed for each household. This data will later be verified and analyzed to ensure that only suitably qualified persons benefit and that there is no abuse.
He said that there are 13 community centers identified that are fit for the purpose.
Where community centers are unsuited for the task, alternative venues will be provided. For example, there is no community center in Mansion, in Christchurch or Molineux. In these cases, we propose to serve the people from the Estridge Primary School and the Joshua Obadiah Williams Primary School at Molineux, respectively. The community center at Lodge Project will be registering persons for Motleys, Lodge Project, Lodge Village, and Borio.
I am Chiari Morton, SKN Newsline.
Both the government and the opposition are arguing over the protection of the Bastia Valley Aquifer. The aquifer is the main storage source of fresh water supply for St. Kitts and is to be kept as a protected national park. The policy was to create a national park on the aquifer site and not a development that would require building a septic facility which would seep into and contaminate the water storage. The government announced plans to build a new Bastia High School on the aquifer site, which the Labour Party vehemently opposes. Labour Party neophyte Dr. Jeffrey Hanley made this his main focus in his maiden public address at a recent Labour Party press conference.
The Bastia Valley Aquifer supplies water to all the homes and businesses across Bastia, Bird Rock, Frigate Bay, Southeast Peninsula, and other communities. If a complex of this magnitude is built on this site, it will directly jeopardize our drinking water.
Minister Ian Liburd, who is the Member of Parliament for St. Christopher I and Dr. Hanley's main political opponent, was part of a team under the previous administration to protect and develop the aquifer. He is now being accused of an about turn by Dr. Hanley.
The decision was firmly supported by Ian Patches Liburd, who headed the project at the time. In 2010, under the former government, Mr. Liburd was asked to head the initiative which sought to protect and preserve the very same Bastia Valley aquifer.
However, Minister Liburd said that Dr. Hanley is not knowledgeable of the situation at the aquifer. He said the section of the aquifer where the new Bastia High School would be built does not contain wells with potable water.
Where the Bastia High School is being situated is an area that's referred to as downstream in the aquifer well field. And there are no wells, not one single well in that area is used for potable water. As a matter of fact, if you go to the site there now, there's a well just next to TDC, right? There's a well just across by the ball field. Those are wells that used to be used long time for irrigation. In the days they used to irrigate the fields there years ago in Tanzania.
The minister also suggested that septic tanks should not be built at the new Bastia High School to accommodate waste, but rather a sewage treatment facility.
As a matter of fact, Bastia itself, right, that is built, it is on a water table, and we have the septic tanks. I think we need to be going sewage treatment, and the Bastia High School project envisions a sewage treatment plant, not septic at all.
The government has not yet indicated a time when the construction will begin for the new Bastia High School. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline. The police are currently investigating 2 attempted murder incidents that occurred in Newton Ground and St. Peters on Saturday night. The first report was of a shooting incident in St. Peters. It was about 8:35 p.m. on July 28th when several units responded. Preliminary investigations revealed that 35-year-old Winston Johnson of John England Village, St. Peters, was going into his vehicle at his home when he heard gunshots. He ran for cover and received a gunshot wound to his buttocks while doing so. He was transported to the JNF hospital for surgery and is warded in stable condition. The scene was processed by the officers from the crime scene unit and items of evidential value were taken into custody. The report of a second shooting incident was received just after midnight on July 29, this time in Newton Ground. Several units responded. Preliminary investigations have revealed that a 20-year-old Akil Mills of Lovers Lane, Newton Ground, was at a bar in the village when a lone gunman entered the bar and fired shots at him. He received a gunshot wound to his back Other persons were present and ran for safety during the incident. No one was hurt. Mills was transported to the Geneva Hospital where he was treated and discharged for his injury. The scene was processed by the crime scene unit. One male is in police custody assisting with the investigations into the Newton Ground matter, and inquiries into both matters are ongoing. Persons with information regarding these incidents are urged to call any police station or the Violent Crimes Unit at 467-1887, 467-1888, or 662-3468. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline. Retired Commissioner of Police Stanley V. Franks passed away on the weekend. Police Commissioner Ian Quealy conveyed condolences to the family of Mr. Franks on behalf of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. The Commissioner said in a statement on Sunday, quote, "Today is another sad day in the history of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force as we mourn the loss of another pioneer and stalwart of the Federation. This was a man who epitomized the true spirit and meaning of selflessness, service, and country above self." End quote. Commissioner Franks enlisted in the St. Christopher Nevis Anguilla Police Force on February 1st, 1960. The Commissioner said Mr. Franks served for 33 years as a police officer, in excess of 20 years as a member of the Police Service Commission, as the representative of the Police Welfare Association after he retired from the service. He was also a founding member of the Police Cooperative Credit Union, the PCCU, and the Association of the Caribbean Commissioners of Police, ACCP, of which he was its first secretary and treasurer. He is recorded as being the longest-serving Commissioner of Police, 1980 to 1993, in the Federation. Mr. Franks has had the distinct honor of being recognized by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II on 2 occasions. He was awarded the Queen's Police Medal QPM for meritorious service in the New Year's Honors List in 1983. Then, a few years later, in October 1985, on the occasion of the visit of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, he was invested Lieutenant of the Royal Victorian Order, LVO, for service with distinction. His recognition came along with his retirement in October 1993. The Commissioner said he will be remembered as a visionary leader who went to great lengths to ensure that the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force was well placed to deal with the challenges of modern policing. He said his input would be etched in the annals, the nation's history books. His pioneering work has reaped dividends and will continue to do so long after his sojourn on Earth, the Commissioner said. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.